Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. You know, when a famous person gets to a certain point in life, you sometimes hear the news media talking about their legacy, how they will be remembered, what are their most significant accomplishments, what kind of mark will they leave on the world. The Apostle Paul explains to the church at Philippi that he's not concerned about his legacy, as he is that he continues to be bold for Christ. The life he has lived is the life he wants to continue. In Philippians chapter 1, verses 20 to 24, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, it says, "For I fully expect and hope that I will never be ashamed, but that I will continue to be bold for Christ, as I have been in the past. And I trust that my life will bring honor to Christ, whether I live or die. For to me, living means living for Christ, and dying's even better. But if I live, I can do more fruitful work for Christ. So I really don't know which is better. I'm torn between two desires. I long to go and be with Christ, which would be far better for me. But for your sakes, it's better that I continue to live." He says, I never want to be ashamed. I got to wonder, what would shame Paul? What would Paul be ashamed of? And I think Paul would be ashamed if he missed the opportunity to share. He talked about, even though he was in prison, he took advantage of the opportunity to share with all of the guards. In fact, he rejoiced that he had a captive audience among the guards. And if he missed the opportunity to share, I think he would be ashamed of that. And he wants never to be ashamed. He wants to always be bold for Christ. He doesn't want to be timid for Christ. He wants to be bold for Christ. That means taking advantage of the opportunity to speak every chance he gets. He wants to bring honor to Christ and not dishonor. It's amazing how many people in our society today claim the name of Christ, but then live in such a way that they bring dishonor to Christ. And Paul wants to make sure that he never brings dishonor to Christ, but that his life continues to bring honor to Christ. He wants to live for Christ, but he recognizes that in the situation he's in, that death is a very real possibility. He's in prison. He recognizes that there are people who want to take his life. So he says, whether I live or die, I want to bring honor to Christ. For him, living for Christ means staying here on the earth and continuing to preach. But dying just means that he gets to go see Jesus and see him face to face. He says, it would be better for me, he says, to end the suffering of pain and imprisonment that he's enduring right now, and to go be with Jesus. He says, that would be better for me. But he recognizes it's better for you if I stay and continue to teach and to encourage and to share the gospel. So what does he say? For your sakes, it's better I continue to live. And he thinks, I will do what God wants. Well, what about us? What about our life? Can we say, like Paul, that we're satisfied with the life we've lived, and if it keeps on going the way it is, things would be just fine? Do we strive to be bold for Christ? Will we do what honors God? What about us? Are these words of Paul that we can join in and say, whether I live or die, I live for Christ, or I die and go be with him? What a tremendously courageous thing to say. May you and I be bold and honorable for Jesus Christ this week. God bless you.